Hey folks, Dan Prepper here. Um, I've ventured a little more lately into some political and topical type things, and this is going to be one of those videos. So if you hate those things, don't bother watching. But if you are a gun owner, this is extremely important, especially if you live in New York State. One of the biggest problems with the SAFE Act is much like the Affordable Health Care Act, it was ramrodded through so quickly that the people who were voting on it didn't even know or understand what was in it. We are now a year removed from the passage of the SAFE Act, and most of the politicians are clueless as to what exactly is in there. And because the people who wrote the law don't know exactly what the law says, how are the people enforcing the law, or those of us who are supposed to abide by the law, supposed to do what we're supposed to do if we don't? If the people who wrote it don't even understand what it is, how in goodness sakes am I, as a citizen of New York State, supposed to understand the finer points of the New York SAFE Act, which is anything but safe? I just got I'm going to post this. I'm going to make a comment and post the actual wording of this so I don't mess this up. But I saw on the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, which is the New York State kind of branch of the NRA, I guess it's their kind of sister group here in New York State, and they've been bringing the lawsuits against the SAFE Act. They put out a statement, I think on Monday, or maybe it was, I think it was Monday, and it said something to the effect of, my fellow New Yorkers or whatever, my fellow gun owners, here we have confirmed this. And they went through the process of two of their board of executives had called to confirm because they thought that what they were told was so silly that it couldn't possibly be true. And twice, both times that they called, the person that they spoke with at the SAFE Act hotline confirmed this. Now, since then, the SAFE Act hotline, they will not say this at all. They eventually stopped saying anything about it, and just they took the hotline down later that day because they were getting so many calls about it. But one of the things they put in place is you can't have face-to-face gun sales. I can't go and sell my uncle a rifle, which is ridiculous. I have to go and pay a fee to have a background check run. The problem is that they have set a cap of $10 on that background check. Only none of the places that do background checks are going to waste their time doing it for $10, so nobody will cover those kind of sales. Well, that's hideous enough. But now what has happened is we just found out that unless something changes, according to the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, with every ammo purchase, because background checks are now going to be required for ammo purchases once they get this system up and running, which who knows when that'll be. When they get the system up and running, there will be a $10 fee, soon to be a $20 fee for the background checks. Now, for those of us who are shooters, who are gun people and enjoy shooting, if you go out and buy Tula ammo, let's say I wanted one box of Tula ammo at Walmart, that's $5.27, and I now have to pay $10 for a background check fee, and soon it will be $20. When it's $20, you're talking about nearly, that's a 400% tax for that background check on that one box of ammo. And it's nonsense. This is insanity. That is the very definition of an unreasonable tax. Why should I have to go and pay because they set some stupid system up to do a background check every time I buy a box of ammunition? That is nonsense. And what's going to happen is New York State retailers are going to suffer because nobody, I certainly am not, going to deal with that sort of nonsense and that sort of penalty and tax on my ammunition purchases. I'll just wait until I go out of state, whether it's Pennsylvania or Vermont or wherever, and I'll just stock up like crazy on ammunition at those places and bring it back, and that's where I'll make my ammunition purchases. I can't order online anymore, but I'll start to book my vacations around going through Ohio so I can stop at Southern Ohio Guns headquarters or somewhere, where in Pennsylvania where Dan's Ammo is located, and stop by their warehouse and pick stuff up and save myself the shipping. If I can't order online, I still want to buy in bulk because it's much cheaper to buy in bulk. This is just a little bit of a rant because the people that are crafting gun control legislation are so woefully out of touch. They have no functional working knowledge of the subject matter of which they are writing laws about. And that is the sad reality of our politicians today. They don't know what they're talking about in the subject matter, and they don't seek out people that do know. They just seek to please the masses. So that's my rant for today. Sorry the video ran a little long. If you are as annoyed and find this as troubling as I do, that there would be a $10 and soon to be $20 tax on every ammunition purchase, essentially, for the background check, then let me know what you think. I am Van Prepper. Happy shooting, guys and gals.